They're coming after this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
We ready?
Cameras, y'all set? Yep. Yeah, we're ready.
Well, I never thought I'd be talking to y'all on the first day of the last year about a no-hitter pitched on opening day. It was really exciting. That I don't know that anything excites me more except maybe the cycle. If a guy needs a triple or a double for the cycle, that's always exciting. But this was so much fun and not an easy thing to do. I don't care about any of that jargon. Those guys are capable of getting key hits. Tomorrow's another day, by the way. We all understand it, but we're going to enjoy this one until 12 o'clock tomorrow.
All in all, for the first one out, how pleased were you with the overall play, not just the pitching?
I thought the play that DeSatis made was big league. That certainly helped save the no-no. Drew Parrish sticking out his left hand and having it hit his hand and ricocheting to the second baseman. You won't see that again, ladies and gentlemen. We all got a little attitude on that one. He's got to get his doggone left hand out of the way, but it didn't affect him at all. We went and got him at 65, and we were hoping that Connor could finish it, but he got to about 37, I believe. No, he got to 45, so we went and got him, knowing that he's through for the weekend, but he will be available for Jacksonville. This is a great memory. And ironically, the guy that threw the last no-hitter by himself, Chris Chavez, was in our dugout before the game with his son, and he comes once or twice a year, but we had a great time talking baseball and just enjoying life, because it was a great memory for him to do it by himself.
Gonna keep him in the dugout all weekend?
Well, I was kidding Baldor. I spelled his name wrong on the lineup card, and I said, if you get a couple of hits, expect to see it spelled that way for the rest of the time. But I noticed he didn't get one, so I'll leave the U out of the name.
That's a pretty big moment to kind of throw Chase Haney out there in kind of his first action in a long time. Just what's his recovery been like? And I mean, what's it like to see him come back and be as effective as he was tonight?
He threw the ball very well when he was so-called rehabbing. Chase Haney is just getting his feet, so to speak, wet with spotting his fastball. He didn't spot the fastball like he's capable of tonight. The slider, in fact, he wiped to the slider on the last pitch of the game and, of course, got the big strikeout. He's a smart young man. He wasn't locating the fastball, so he went to the slider.
Disappointed Elijah's performance.
Excuse me?
What can you say about Elijah's performance? It seemed like he was seeing the ball really well.
You mean Robbie Martin or Elijah Cabell? I thought Elijah had a little problems with those Ks. He's not a guy that strikes out a lot. I think Elijah was just experiencing the first time playing in our ballpark in front of the greatest fans in college baseball and struggling a little bit his first at-bat, and it carried over to the next at-bat, and he's probably not struck out 3 times in a game in many, many moons, because he's that quality player that just doesn't strike out. I mean, in the scrimmages that we had early, the pitchers were getting him out, but as he got his at-bats, he became much more proficient. And I think tonight he was possibly just a little overwhelmed.
It's not often. I mean, a freshman in his debut has 5 RBI and kind of gets overshadowed like Robbie did. Just what can you say about him and just, I mean, stepping into the role he has right away?
Robbie has played a very good right field. He's played, he's improved literally on a daily basis with his hitting. Struggled early against lefties. Not saying that he's not going to play against lefties this year, but I am saying that we're not throwing him out of the lineup when a left-hander shows up. He's getting better facing lefties. He's also a guy that's a very smart hitter. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He was very upset on the last at-bat. I mean, he had 5 eyes going into the last at-bat when bases were loaded, and of course, he struck out. But he's very much in control of his emotions, which makes him an even stronger commodity for us, because you don't beat people with skill every night. You have to have your mind right with every pitch. Let's don't forget the outstanding play that JC made in the last inning to prevent that ball from landing. What's that old saying that who was that center fielder who was with us? Bake McBride. We're going to start using the same lines that Bake McBride used. 3/4 of the world is covered by oceans. The other 1/4 is covered by Bake McBride. We can put JC's name in there for that one.
Speaking of JC, for him to be able to clear that one out of the park and of course have that good whack early on in the game as well, what was it like to see him get good reps behind the or at the plate?
I don't think I've ever said what I said to him when I shook his hand after the home run. It was one word: wow. I ain't seen him do it. I've had him 3 years. I've never seen him hit the track in center. Very happy for him. Very happy for him. Got to get him out there this weekend, because and probably looking at tomorrow, because we want him available for the JU game on Tuesday.
Mike, are you disappointed DeVoe didn't give you anything to, he didn't challenge you?
He knew what he was up against. I could go on and on and on about my friend DeVoe Moore, the man that's given so much of his time and money to this great university. And when I found out he was going to throw, I said something to him last night. I said, "You want me to get you a masseuse so that you'll have that arm ready?" He said, "No, because I'm going to pitch to you." I said, "DeVoe, I'm not getting in there." And he said, "Yes, you are." And you saw who won that little argument.
Were you able to soak this day up a little bit? You know, before leading up to the game and just...
Yeah, I was. BP went very well. The sun was shining, and I guess it's kind of weird that you asked that question, because the catcher came up to me and handed me the baseball after it was over, and he said, "Do you want the first baseball of the last?" And I laughed and stuck it in my back pocket. And I remember distinctly James Ramsey, his daddy, Craig Ramsey, coming up to me in Miami and giving me the ball after the first win at Miami. That was ironic that he said, "You want the first win of the last year?"
Well, kind of on that note, I mean, a lot's been made about this season, and you already on kind of stuff, but to start this way with the no-hitter and a special memory, I'm assuming that you haven't had any no-hitters in opening day the previous 39. Pretty special to have that to start this year.
It's very special. The closest that I think that we've come to a no-hitter on opening day was us getting one hit by Neil Heaton in Miami. It was a great memory tonight because I wanted so much to get other guys in the game, but in no way did I want them to make a mistake that might change the attitude or approach of the game, because it's not easy to come off the bench with a 9-run lead. So I said, all right, first hit, I'm gonna get them all in. Well, that's why you didn't see any change in the lineup other than Cooper Swanson at first base, and that was done. And I said, well, hold up before you start making wholesale changes. You want to be sure that the pitchers have an opportunity. So those young men that didn't play will play hopefully tomorrow, and they could have played tonight. I just didn't want to put that pressure on them.
Coach, it's also appropriate that the guy that drove in almost half of the runs was Nick Martin.
Well, I'm sure that going back in time that I had something to do with that, but you know, when I first saw him hit, I'm going, I don't know. I'm not sure. And then the next time I saw him hit, I said to myself, keep your mouth shut. And that's what I've done. I've just sat and watched that young man. That's a good baseball player. And as I said, that's that strong-willed young man that will be in total control of his emotions. It's a nice way to get started for him and our team. As we know in this game, you can't get up, you can't get down. You got to be ready to go tomorrow. Not only do we have to be ready to go tomorrow, we got to be ready to go twice tomorrow.
Anything else for Coach?
11 runs? Is that another baseball god's sort of symbolism, getting 11 runs today?
Nah, it was a funny thing though. When I did look out there, we got a leadoff triple, and I said, well, there wasn't any thought of 11 runs. And I'll be doggone, we didn't get another run.
Thanks, Coach.